Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a partnership that could be a serious game changer for Web3. What happens when you connect a crypto network with tens of millions of users to the world of gaming? Well, it's all in the pursuit of one thing: real-world value. Let's get into it. So, this is the headline that really kicked things off. On November 26, 2025, Pi Network dropped this bombshell announcement, signaling a huge push into Web3 gaming. But, beyond all the jargon and the buzzwords, what's really going on here? What does this partnership actually mean for the network, its users, and all the developers out there? Okay, so to really get this, we need to look at the two players on the field. On one side, you've got Pi Network. And this isn't some small project. We're talking about a global crypto community with tens of millions, that's right, millions, of verified users who they call pioneers. Then, on the other side, you've got CiDi Games, a company whose entire focus is building cool, innovative games. So what you have here is, well, it's a massive built-in audience meeting the folks who create the fun. And you've got to understand, this isn't just some fluffy press release. This thing has some really specific strategic goals. The big one, expanding real-world uses for the Pi coin, making it something you actually do stuff with. It's also about sending a massive signal, a billboard really, to game developers everywhere that says, hey, Pi is serious about gaming. And finally, it's all about giving their users, the pioneers, new reasons to log in and use their Pi every single day. All right, let's peel back the layers on this announcement. Because as you're about to see, this is way more than just a simple handshake agreement. And here's the real kicker, the thing that makes this so different. Pi isn't just partnering with CiDi Games, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're actually investing in them through Pi Network Ventures. So think about that. It's a dual move. It's a strategic partnership, sure, but it's also a direct investment. That means they have skin in the game. Their success is literally tied together. Okay, so that brings us to the big question. Why gaming? I mean, of all the industries they could have gone into, why pour so much energy and, well, money into this one? Let's look at how this fits into the bigger picture for Pi. To really get why this is a big deal, you have to understand a term that gets thrown around a lot in crypto: real-world utility. So what does that actually mean? It's basically the holy grail for any cryptocurrency. It's the moment it stops being something you just trade and starts being something you can use for, real stuff: goods, services, experiences. And Pi is betting big that gaming is the perfect way to get there. In fact, the announcement itself calls gaming a perfect fit to make this utility happen. So, why is it such a perfect fit? Let's break it down. Well, it really comes down to three things that are just baked into the DNA of gaming. For starters, games are naturally social and interactive, right? People connect and play together. Plus, think about it. Games already have their own little virtual economies built right in, with things to buy, sell, and trade. And maybe most importantly, gaming is a universal language. It connects people from all over the world, which sounds an awful lot like Pi's own huge global community, doesn't it? And this is where it gets really smart. They're trying to create this awesome feedback loop, this flywheel effect. It all starts with Pi's giant community. If you're a game developer, that's a massive, juicy target, right? So you're drawn in. Then you build games that let people actually use their Pi coins. That creates real utility, which makes the whole Pi network stronger and more valuable. And what does that do? It attracts even more users and developers. It just keeps feeding itself. Okay, so we've got the what and the why. Now it's time for the how. What exactly is CiDi Games going to deliver for the Pi community? And get this, CiDi Games isn't just making a single game. Nope, they're building the whole playground. We're talking a full-on gaming infrastructure. That includes what's called an H5 game platform, basically a way to play games easily without huge downloads. Obviously, it's going to have direct Pi payment integration, but here's the genius part. They're building an open framework. Think of it like a set of digital Legos, tools that will let other developers plug their own games right into the Pi network. They're not just building a game, they're building a gateway. And they are not messing around with the timeline. This whole thing was just announced in November of 2025, and they're already planning to start initial product testing in the first quarter of 2026. I mean, that is fast. It really shows you they're serious about getting this thing off the ground and quickly. All right, let's bring it all home and talk about the so what. What are the bigger implications of this move for Pi, for its users, and honestly for the whole Web3 space? You know, when you boil it all down, the incredible potential here really hinges on one mind-blowing number, those tens of millions of verified users. This isn't one of those if you build it, they will come situations. The audience is already there. They're a massive, built-in community just waiting for cool new ways to use their pie. And this is really the beauty of the whole strategy. It's designed to be a win-win-win. The pioneers, they get fun new ways to actually use the pie they've been accumulating. The developers, they get handed the keys to a massive untapped market. And the Pi network itself, it gets exactly what it's been chasing, a huge injection of utility and engagement that makes the whole ecosystem grow. So, at the end of the day, it's so important to see this as more than just a deal about video games. This is a really deliberate, strategic chess move in Pi's long-term plan. It's all about reinforcing that core mission to build an accessible Web3 world where your digital currency actually has real, tangible value in the things you do online every day. Which leaves us with one massive, lingering question. Think about it. Pi Network already has the community, a giant one. Now they're making a serious investment to build the gaming playground, with tens of millions of people ready and waiting to play. Could this be the move that catapults Pi to become the #1 platform for Web3 gaming in the world? We'll have to wait and see, but all the pieces are definitely on the board.